Let's get a general overview of what Backyard VBS looks like. So the first thing is to think about a schedule. It can be similar to our on-campus VBS. Work with your team to come up with your schedule. Backyard VBS is about 2 hours, a little more or a little less depending on how many kids you have. To get started, you want to plan some early arriver activities. This can be games or chalk sidewalk art, anything to engage the kids as they arrive. Once most of the kids have arrived, start with worship rally. This is the time with your music, the motto, and the verse to help welcome everybody and get them excited about Backyard VBS. Next, you'll want to move on to Bible study time. Depending on the size of your group, you may divide kids into a younger and older group and have 2 Bible study leaders. We really recommend this if you do have a large group because preschoolers and elementary kids will learn in different age-appropriate ways through 2 different Bible studies. Next, kids can go to recreation or crafts. After that, you want to add in snack time and use this time to get to know the kids and talk about the day's activities. After snacks, kids can go to recreation or crafts, whichever they didn't do first. Again, with a lot of kids, split the kids and have 2 groups doing 2 different rotations at the same time. Check out the handbook for example schedules. To wrap up the day, bring the kids back together for a closing worship time. Sing a song and ask some review questions as kids prepare to leave. Parents will be waiting for kids to be dismissed so they get to hear this summary too. Registration. Let's talk about how you'll register your kids. So as you advertise VBS within your neighborhood, you will ask them to RSVP through text or email to the host or team leader. On the first day, each family will complete a registration card for multiple kids. It includes information for kids' allergies, special needs, and an emergency contact. One of the most important elements of this card is who is allowed to pick up their child. They can put their own name, a neighbor, or a spouse, but only those people with permission can pick up the child. On the back of the card, the person picking up the child will initial it so we know who picked up at dismissal time. It's very important that on the child's first day, they fill out this form.
Let's talk about sharing the gospel. Sharing the gospel at Backyard VBS is very important, and all team members need to be prepared to speak about their faith in Jesus. We are called to be on mission, and everything we do should point to Jesus. Since some kids may not come every day, it's important to present the gospel in some way throughout your VBS. Each day, one of the leaders needs to be prepared to share the gospel. It can be the same person daily, or you can rotate who shares. The gospel presentation doesn't need to be lengthy or complicated. You can choose to present the gospel during Bible time or during the closing rally. If the gospel is presented during the closing rally, you will likely have parents hear the message as they wait to pick up kids, and that's a good thing. When you share, tie it into the daily story or share your testimony. Try to avoid churchy words such as lost, repent, confess. You can see the handbook for more concrete words to use with kids, as well as other suggestions for how to share this important information with a child. And if you have questions about how to share the gospel that aren't answered in the handbook, just reach out to me. I'll be glad to sit down and talk to you through it. If a child has questions about getting saved, try to include the parent as part of your discussion, or you can offer that I will meet with them or Amy could meet with them at another time so that we can assist the parents in this wonderful conversation. But remember, the Backyard VBS Handbook has more resources for you about how to share the gospel. Make sure to use that resource and be familiar with it. And thank you for sharing Jesus with our community.